Trump's legal team finally fires the death shot at Jack Smith. What do I mean by that? It's based on an old video we did back when they first proposed it, that Jack Smith, according to Ed Meese, is illegally appointed by Merrick Garland. He shouldn't even be there. He shouldn't be able to do any of this to Trump. He should be removed. Welcome to Doug in Exile. We're going to explain, and this is going to be hilarious. I'm so happy you guys have joined us here in Exile as march arm in arm to all the way to Trump becoming president again, and that's going to be hilarious. We're over here at Newsweek with the article. Donald Trump raises, quote, serious problem with Jack Smith. Among Jack Smith's other serious problem, besides being a hack and operative, anti-constitutionalist, and a Bond villain, here's former President Donald Trump has argued that special counsel Jack Smith was improperly appointed to the position while trying to dismiss the classified documents case. So this would undermine all of his rulings, would be reversed also. And I actually believe this has merit. You just need a higher court than Jack Smith to look at it and see if it's true. Trump's lawyers filed a series of motions Thursday. That's yesterday. So this went to court, attempting to throw out the federal case. The former president has pleaded not guilty to 40 charges over allegations he illegally retained classified materials after he left office in January. This is so dumb because he has like 40 charges against him, but they're not significantly separate charges. It's each little document that they found, each little pile, they made a different charge. It's the same charge 40 times. It's so dumb. He could have put them together in one blanket statement, but they want to make it look like Trump has 40 charges against him just on the Mar-a-Lago documents. That's how Jack Smith does it. He's padding numbers. It's like when the Village People stuffed a sock down their pants. That's what Jack Smith is doing. Among the arguments put forward by Trump's lawyers is the disputed claim he can cite absolute immunity. So fine, that is just one line of argument, okay? That he's immune, even if that one fails. But one of the filings also argued that Attorney General Merrick Garland's appointment of Smith in November of 2022 was unlawful, as it was not first approved by the Senate. So those are the rules. You have to approve them by the Senate. Didn't get approved. Therefore, is he legit? Let us know in the comments below. Should he be removed, or do we let one slide? Do we let Jack Smith slide? Is this the kind of guy that you just go, close enough? This is required by the Appointments Clause and the Appropriations Clause. A previous argument had raised, quote, a serious problem. The filing added, quote, the Appointments Clause does not permit the Attorney General to appoint without Senate confirmation a private citizen and like-minded political ally to wield the prosecutorial power of the United States, unquote, Trump's lawyers wrote. Quote, as such, Jack Smith lacks the authority to prosecute this action, unquote. They said the filings from Trump's lawyers also quote a previous petition to the Supreme Court by a team of legal scholars and former President Ronald Reagan's Attorney General. That would be Ed Meese, which we already read that letter. If you guys are subscribed to this channel, then you're already informed on this. They said that Smith was a private citizen who was not authorized to be appointed to the special counsel. So now you have this guy, a private citizen, just some schmo, causing all this trouble, even trying to get Aileen Cannon off this case in Florida, a judge. He's just a schmo. He has no authority. It's illegal. The filings from former Attorney General Edwin Meese, and law professors Stephen Calabrese and Gary Lawson were submitted in December of 2023, as Smith was attempting to fast-track the Supreme Court to rule on whether Trump is immune from prosecution. Former president says he can cite absolute immunity to dismiss the federal investigation into the events that led to the January 6th attack. Smith also oversees this probe as special counsel as the allegations relate to Trump's time in office. Okay, blah, blah, blah. That's all backfill. The petition to the Supreme Court said that Smith cannot request the country's highest court, the Supreme Court, to immediately rule on the immunity against, as he, quote, lacks the authority to do so. He's just a civilian. Just a schmo trying to build out his resume like a guy in the 70s stuffing a sock in his pants. Quote, nor does he have the authority to conduct the underlying prosecution. Those actions can be taken only by persons properly appointed as federal officers to the properly created federal offices, the motion states. Neither Smith nor the position of the special counsel under which he purportedly acts meets those criteria. I say gut this guy. Get him out. In fact, throw him in prison for impersonation. And that is a serious problem for the American rule of law Whatever one may think of the defendant or the conduct at issue in the underlying prosecution, unquote, Trump, the expected 2024 Republican presidential nominee, has also accused both federal cases of being politically motivated witch hunts that aim to prevent him winning the next election. One form of evidence of politics is when you lower the standards for your own side and raise the standards for the opposition. This is just as old as time immemorial. That's why the Bible says, remove a plank in your own eye before you look at the speck of dust in your neighbor's eye. It is about making you apply your own standards to yourself first and then to someone else. So I only want to say that these are Democrats giving Jack Smith a pass on his authority because they would seek to impeach him if they were so pro the standard of impeachment. If they would say, look, the Senate didn't pass this guy. But no, they lowered the standards. That's what politics looks like. And then you raise the standard on Trump and say this guy must be impeached for having documents in his house. And then they go, but what about Joe Biden? He has documents. Then they lower the standard for their own. See how this works, guys? That's what politics looks like. That's not blind justice. It's when you lift the mask up and you see what party the guy is before you decide if you're going to indict him for having documents in his garage. When Garland announced the appointment of Smith as special counsel, he cited his authority as Attorney General to do so. He said there was a law that granted him permission and the role to appoint officials to investigate matters. Today, take my word for it. Bill Barr, the former Attorney General in Trump administration, cited the same law when he appointed special counsel John Durham to investigate the origins of an FBI inquiry into Russian interference in the 2016 United States election, reported CNN. So now, did he get him approved by the Senate? If he didn't, then they're going to have to go back and look at that standard and decide if it's legal or not. I don't like the idea of it setting a precedent. Trump is scheduled to go on trial in May. And so look for this. This could end up getting Jack Smith thrown out. Boo-hoo, which we support. This is good news for Trump. Another line of inquiry to smash Jack Smith and kick him off this trial. In fact, all of them could go away with this one. I'm dug in exile.